early today. Hey, AJ. What's going on in Nebraska today? Lance. Got you. Extra deep Tennessee shad. Clearwater shad colorway will be used at Lake Travis, Choke Canyon. Interesting. Vince, what's up, dude? Need to write this guy's names on these. Easiest way to do it. Spell it right. INTZ. Packing for Lake of the Ozarks. Fishing? That should be that should not be extra deep. Okay, let me not get this confused. Extra deep. I will dick this up. AJ, that sounds more like a catching trip than a fishing trip to me. All right. This will get confusing because when I tape these bills up, I don't know how much I will be able to tell by the bills. Deep. A little bit. That's a pretty significant difference. I should be able to see that, hopefully. Okay. What else we got here? Hayden, I wish I caught him early this morning. No dice though. Didn't go. Took the bean to school. That was about it. Sup from Indy? What's up, Pella? AJ, will you be fishing the BFL? Inquiring minds would like to know. Odd colors here. Ooh, this is a throwback color. Way throwback. Look at this one. I haven't done this in quite some time. Probably that's probably an 8-year-old picture, if not more. That was when I still lived in Alabama. Damn near 10 years. Water is around 45. Wow. So maybe not a catch fest. And 2 inches of rain. But those Ozark lakes, don't they get I mean, aren't they they're real steep, so they get like lots of runoff, and like I guess it depends on what the runoff is. But I know on like Smith Lake, when they get a big rain, they get those runoffs in the back of those pockets that get real good. I would think the Ozarks would be kind of similar. Maybe not. But if it's 45, that's pretty damn cold. Fishers of Men, a BFL, and AJ's club. How many guys you got in the club, AJ? Do y'all go up? Do y'all stay at like, does your club get like one big kind of place connected and everybody like hang out the night before the tournament and like cook and drink beer and shit and then go fishing the next day, or is it like every man for himself? 12 dudes. Is this when dudes smash them on rock crawlers and liverworts? Maybe. I would think 45 would be a little 45 would be a little cold for that. Even upper 40s. Um, Lake is still iced up here in Maine. Dave, have we talked about my Maine experience where I went in Maine? That bite should just now be starting. Let's see if I can find the lake I went to in Maine. You might know something about it, Dave. I didn't know you were from Maine. I love Maine. I'd like to go back there one day just to fish because it was like, I mean, it was like out of a damn movie, dude. Like I couldn't get over Maine. It was pretty, pretty scenic. Um, we were in Limerick, Maine, and we had a house on Secocas Lake, Sokokis. That's where I caught my first smallmouth. Um, my official pre-fish starts Sunday. I can't get info, but if you see a purple phoenix driving around town, it's me. Dustin, you're going to also be at Lake the Ozark? Laws? Tyler, did you even get on a trap bite this year? I think that's like that's what's so disappointing is like you've got all these bite windows and you look forward to them every year, and then me, I dick around and I don't get to go, and then like when it's time to go fishing, it's like, oh, you already missed that bite. Oh, that bite's over. Oh, that bite's over. Oh, guess what? You landed on the good week where they're all in a funk. Never fished it, but a couple of my buddies do good there. Yeah, I didn't. The really interesting thing about Secocas Lake was uh, there was one guy fishing, and he was in like a deep V aluminum boat, and the guy had more rods and reels than I think I've ever seen jammed into a little bitty boat. And he had three guys on his boat, and it was probably a 14-foot boat or 15. And the dude had more tackle and more rods than I think I've ever seen. He had like two of those giant like yellow Bass Pro Shops tackle bags with like planos everywhere. And he's the only reason I got to go fishing because there was no tackle stores up there. I couldn't find anywhere to buy tackle, and he gave me two jigs, lead-headed jigs with smoke-colored grubs on it. And the dude, it was funny because I walked up and said, "Hey man, is there anywhere to buy?" And I'd been all around Limerick, which is very small, but I'd been to the gas stations, I've been to like the grocery store, I've been to the hardware store, and like all the best chance I had was at the hardware store, and all their like beetle spins and like any kind of like small fish catching stuff was all gone. Um, it was all sold out and they hadn't restocked. So I I was leaving this other gas station, which was my last chance to like find a fishing lure to fish with. And I had a Zebco 33, so I was good in that sense. I had a rod and reel, but I didn't have a bait. And I drove past the boat ramp, and there was a guy putting his boat on the trailer. And I was like, let me go talk to this guy. So I went down there. I said, hey, dude, where you buy fishing tackle around here? He said, you don't. I said, I figured that out. I said, there's not anywhere? And he's like, no. He's like, you could drive like 40 minutes up the road and you might get something. I'm like, well, I don't really want to do that. And he's like, but I don't even know if they're open. I was like, okay. Uh, so, so he said, what are you looking for? I said, I'm just looking for something to catch a fish, dude. He said, what kind of fish? I said, dude, I don't give a shit. I said, I'm from Alabama, dude. I don't even know what swims in this damn hole. I'm just trying to get my, I'm just trying to get my damn Zebco bent. And he said, uh, uh, shout out Omnia for supplying some gentleman with a box to send me baits in. Um, but he said, it was funny. It was like some like mafia stuff. He's like, come here. I said, all right. So I walked down to his boat and he said, this is what you need. He was like being real secretive, like people were listening to him on Secocas Lake. And he said, come here. I said, all right. He like took me under his wing. He pulled out this box of literally, it was like a deep Plano, like big boy, that was nothing but jig heads. The dude had probably 30 pounds of jig heads in this box, thousands of jig heads. And he reaches in there and he pulls two out. And he said, there you go. Not that I wasn't grateful, but for the man with 16,000 jigs, uh, maybe three would have been, you know. But like I said, I just thought it was funny. He pulled two out and gave me two. And like the amount this guy had, he could have reached in there and just like handed me a handful and he would have never missed them. But he handed me two. And then he picks up his other box and he opens up the box and hands me two smoked grubs. And he's like, uh, he said, let me rig them up for you. And I was like, okay. So, I mean, I guess this guy didn't know, uh, he didn't know me from, uh, anything. So he didn't know what my skill level was. So he said, let me rig these, uh, let me rig these up for you. So he took them and he rigged them up, and they were like crooked as shit, dude. I was watching him do it, and they were really dicked up. And for fear of dicking up the grubs, I didn't like redo them. I just left them as is, and so I took the grubs, and I was like, you catch some on this? He's like, yeah, we caught them all day on this. So what'd you catch? He said, we caught bluegill, perch, bass. So what kind of bass? I said, largemouth. I said, there's largemouth in here? He said, yeah. I said, okay. And so here they are. That's my souvenir from Maine. That's the juice on Secocas, apparently. Blackhead, glittery, pearly smoke grub. So you can see the rigging. Burke Burnett, Texas. Don't know you. Sounds fake. I wonder how many of these fake calls I get, or like some random call from Burke Burnett, Texas, and it's some like old tycoon, and he's like, "I want to buy 1,000 baits," and I just never answer. So the guy gave me this. He said he caught perch, bluegill, and bass. Said he caught a bunch of that kind of stuff. I was like, all right. So I had one of those little kick boats that you the little squares that have the petals, and then it's like I don't even know what you call those things, but you kick them and it's got a big paddle on the back like a paddle boat. And so I kicked out in the middle of the lake, paddle boat. Yeah, you had one of those. I paddled out with my Zebco and my grub, and I caught a perch first off this guy's dock, and then it wasn't off his dock; it was just kind of off his seawall in some weeds. But then I went out into I ventured out into the main lake. We were in like this little pocket, and I ventured out into the main lake, and there was this little cut that like went back into this little small like super shallow pocket, and I thought to myself, this looks pretty fishy. Surely there should be a fish at this creek mouth. And dude, I threw out there on the point, let my little grub sink down, and I kind of twitched it off the bottom and started reeling it in and went, boom. And I set the hook with my Zebco, started stripping a little drag. Fish jumped, and the sun was hitting me in the face. So when the fish jumped, I was like, what is that? Because it looked dark. And I was like, this is like maybe it's some sort of rock bass or something. So some sort of Maine fish I've never seen. So I got the fish like up to the side of the boat, and dude, sure as shit, like that fish like kind of laid over on its side and swam by the boat. And I saw it. And I was like, that's a damn smallmouth, dude. First smallmouth I ever caught in my life. So I picked him up, and I just sat there and like had my moment with my first smallmouth. It was probably one of the like most picturesque places and like experiences to catch like your first smallmouth. It was pretty incredible. Pretty awesome. Sitting there in my little kick boat with my Zebco 33. It was all, I mean, it was all everything that like led up to that, like having to bum lead-headed jigs off of the guy at the boat ramp, all that kind of shit leading up to this fish. And I was out there by myself. It was nobody on the lake. It was nice. It was a little windy, but I made it. But it was probably a 2-pounder, dude. It was a big one for Zebco. Zebco and baby grub. But I paddled around, and I think that was about all I caught. I might have caught a couple more. Perch, caught something else. I might have caught a crappie. But it was pretty awesome. I called Amy. I was like, you're not going to believe what I caught. And she went, a smallmouth? I said, yes, I did catch a smallmouth. How'd you know? And she was like, just a hunch. And that might have been the same trip when I caught when I was coming back in, I caught a perch. And I told myself, I was like, I'm going to eat this thing. And that's when my brother-in-law was up there. And I leaned the kick boat over to where water would roll over the side, and I filled up one of the foot wells with water as a live well and threw my perch in there. And I just kept my feet on the left side, and my right side was my perch live well. And I said, I've heard these things taste good. I'm gonna eat this damn thing. So I got back to the ramp, or to the house, the little dock, and my brother-in-law was out there, and he said, "Did you catch anything?" I said, "Yeah. I caught a smallmouth, and I caught this perch." He said, "What are you gonna do with it? Eat it?" I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna eat it." And he said, "Let me see it." I showed it to him, and I was like holding it up. He said, "We're gonna have to eat it because it's dead." I said, "That fish ain't dead." He's like, "Yeah, it is." It's like, "That fish is dead." I'm like, "No, it's not dead, dude." He's like, "I bet you it is." And he's like, "How about this? I bet you that fish is dead. So if you throw him back and he floats, you just pick him up and eat him. But if he's alive, which he's not, we don't have to worry about it." I said, "Okay." So I said, "This fish isn't dead, dude. Like, he's gonna swim off." He's like, "Let's find out." So I took the fish and threw him in. Of course, he went and shot off. And he was like, "Damn, he was alive." It's like, "No shit, he was alive. I told you he was alive." He's like, "Oh, I thought he was dead." I'm like, no, like there was nothing dead about the fish. Like his eyes had perfect color in them. His gills were red, flaring. He's been living in like a pond full of water for maybe 20 minutes. Like he's fine. Uh, so I never got to eat a perch because I got tricked into letting him go. Um, does Blockett rig his grubs, Goofy? Uh, I got a Facebook warning. I was going to Facebook jail for commenting on a Blockett post. What did you comment? Was it derogatory? Oh, I got a warning. I got a warning when I posted my rat brain picture. My caption for the rat brains said, "Captions like this have been flagged. Are you sure you want to post it?" Like, yeah, eat a dick, Instagram. Like, I don't. There's nothing derogatory about my post. It's just a rat and a brain. Um, Jeremy, you're right. I should have put him back in the. I should have put him back in the boat. Um, oh, I did. I did see Blockett fillet one of his swim baits or something, and it looked like total ass. It's like, who would throw that? And I think they certainly make baits in the profile that he was trying to design. Which I was watching him like go through all this and like fillet his baits out. And I was like, I think they make that, dude. Like you don't have to do that, and it looks really shitty. Um, I haven't seen any good. I haven't watched any Blockett videos lately. But speaking of Blockett in his era, the title of my video today was kind of a throwback to that. I saw a boat, a Triton for sale on Marketplace today, and it had red carpet in it. And I thought to myself, I don't think we will ever see the days of colored carpet again. What do y'all think? Will we ever see red and green carpet, camel carpet, like any of those like off-colored carpets? I don't. I think those days are behind us. I guess the future is colored sea deck, but I really kind of like. I never liked them at the time, but like looking back at some of the boats that had like the green carpet and the red carpet, like this Triton that had the red carpet in it, it looked good. Like I started thinking about it. I said, I'd probably like. I wouldn't. I'd own that boat. It wouldn't bother me. Um, Ferns, I have not showed any colors. I will though in a minute. I'm sure people can guess what they are because they're pretty shiny over here, over there, there. Uncle Randy will at least get you thinking about off the wall stuff. Certainly, I think. I think his issue is you. Not to take anything away from his career, but recently, in all these tournaments he's fished, he hasn't done much. So when you're giving people tips on how to catch more bass, and then you go fish a tournament and you come in 100th place, I don't know that how much water that pulls holds. So it probably, I don't know if it's good or bad for him to do his little tournament recaps. Bob, he's smart. He knows exactly what he's doing. Genius, I would not say. Troll level, very high. Very high. His tournament results have been embarrassing for a long time. You know what's funny? Is the one tournament I remember Blockett winning is in the Mobile Delta, of all places. Like the dude's never won anywhere, and he comes to the goofy ass Mobile Delta that's like ass backwards, and he wins here. Go figure. Brian, what's up, dude? I heard he's one of whom. That is hilarious. If he had this really dark, sinister, like creep side, that's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. Tyler, I can actually show you where he fished. It was way up the Alabama River. Let's see what it's called. Oh, I'm still in Maine. I want to go back to where I am now. I think it was called Majors Creek. It was really, really long way up the river. I think it was off the cutoff. I think this is it. It's not much to it. But this creek here, I think that's where he was, from what I understand. And to give you reference, I just dropped a red pin right there. So where that red pin is, they launched down here. And he ran all the way up there. That was a pretty good run. Pretty good run. The fact that he's saying 99% of the pros do it wrong. No, I think they're all doing it right. Whatever it is they're doing is probably better than what you're doing. On Bassmaster, it was in 2000, his second win ever and his last win. Yeah. Tyler, come on over and get you some. Get you some. Maybe we can crack the code together. There's a lot of flat water here. A lot. This video, dude, I commented on one of his posts like way before like his YouTube, and I commented on one of his Instagram posts, and I was really expecting an answer. The dickhead didn't even respond. It's not like he had like, dude had like a couple thousand followers. Like nobody was like, and it wasn't a troll comment. It wasn't like anything. He was talking about something, and I was like, would you like to see, you know, BASS come back to the Mobile Delta or something? Like just a legit question. Nothing. Crickets. I was like, A, he won there, so he should see it, and it sparks some sort of emotion that he would want to comment. And B, he should have an opinion on it. No, never responded. It's like, damn, if I can't get this dickhead to respond to a Mobile Delta question on his Instagram with a couple thousand followers. But the only encounter with Blockett while fishing a weed point drop off instead of going around us, he drove over the lines between the point and the boat. Let me read that again. My only encounter with Blockett, we were fishing a weed point drop off. All right, so you had weeds that came out and they dropped off. You were fishing that point. Instead of going around us, he drove over our lines between the point and the boat. So you have grass point here, your boat, he went through here. What a dick. But I can say, if you, I forget which year it is. It was in the early 2000s. Um, they were fishing at Gunnersville, I think, and he was out there fishing some like every. It was really. I always got a good laugh out of this uh, because everybody was like wrecking them on Gunnersville on like big stuff. Like the bite was really strong and like power stuff. And that for some reason they had a camera boat on Randy Blockett, and he was out there like finesse fishing, and you could tell he was in like a damn washing machine, dude. Like people wherever he was, people were just running over his spot. It was hilarious because he was out there like everybody else was like pretty much you could tell they were like had their little area. They were throwing like whatever they were throwing, big crankbaits, spinner baits, that kind of fun stuff, and they were catching them. Well, it shows Blockett, and Blockett's fishing like it looks like the damn Great Lakes out there. It's like boats like getting washed out, and there's people like driving through his weed bed, and I was like, look at this guy. Like people are just like abusing this dude. Like he's out here trying to fish this one grass bed, and people are driving through it left and right. But it was pretty funny. Um, Pretty funny. Of all people, the one guy out there finesse fishing. Watching the real pros on MLF. Is that tournament exciting, Burns? Have you got some entertainment out of that? Um, Everybody loves talking about Randy. Everybody loves talking about Randy. It's funny that he's gone from uh, you know obscure tournament fishing career in the last 20 years, 15 years of relevancy to the top the top of the bass fishing social media influencer range. Um, Pretty funny. Wouldn't be a wouldn't be fair to do an SB1 without doing the juice. That was so juicy. Jackal decided to use it. So we did the ripped off paint job on the ripped off bait. How about that? It seemed only fitting. Am I wrong? Am I right? But I have to put my signature on these. Yes. Chicago, Illinois on the website. Sean, is that you? All right. One signed, more to go. More to go. With Sean, I caught you. Grizzly, the Patreoners, the tackle campers will get the email of the precise time that these will be available. Uh, I dotted the pupils this morning. They look dry. I'm about to go clear coat them, and they'll be ready this afternoon. So I got to sign them real quick. And then once they are signed, and put them up. Before 2, after 7. Won't be before 2. Could certainly be after 7. The only problem with after 7 is that's when I'm home in dad mode, and that's like getting the kids ready for bed. So it's usually chaos, and I don't. It's hard for me to sneak out. Oh no, Morgan, this is not the Coleman crawl. This is the much darker version. This is the one that Jesse Wiggins threw in whatever that classic was that he almost won. So I'll show you. So I think let's see. I'll pull the post up. I think I did these. Yes, Travis. Like 7 is usually post dinner, getting into bath time. So usually, the closer I have my phone to the bathtub is not a good idea. So I try and keep phones away from the bathtub or any water, toilet, anything like that. So I usually go and hide my phone during that time of evening when things get wild. Man, back in the old days when you got lots of likes on a post. 2019, 700 likes. $500 likes. Let me find them. I'll show you dudes. Because there's the reason I want to show this is because there is a comment that is significant. Where is it? Still looking. It's had 4 years to accumulate those likes. Nah, dude, those were instant. You go back farther than that, and you get here is the first ones. Those were Jordans. Okay, so that was the original ones. That's the original. It doesn't look like it. It looks the same actually, but it's not. Let's see. But I did a light version and I did a dark version, and they were Jordans. And Jordan gave one to Jesse Wiggins in that classic. And Jesse had, why are they so hard to find? That was not it. That was the second version. Ooh, those are sexy. Damn. Damn. Dom Daniel? Whatever happened to that kid? I remember the Dom Daniel. Okay. I do remember being pissed when I wouldn't get 100 likes in the first hour. Dude, I don't even get when I pull up Instagram, it doesn't even show me like likes anymore up at the top. Like, you used to get like a heart and a number and it'd show you. I don't even get that anymore. There it is. If you read the comments down here, you probably can't see it. It says Jesse Wiggins Fishing says those almost won a Bassmaster Classic. And that's the bait. Strike King 1.5. Those were originally Jordan's. Got passed down to Jesse. Jesse threw it at the Classic. Then I'm guessing it changed hands to Jackal, and it became a Jackal color. And there it is. On the SB1, which was supposedly the bling was modeled after. Correct, Morgan. That's the one. That's the one. And the bait. Travis, we got to get you some bots, bro. Who do you think is going to win the Classic? I don't know. I watched Panger and Ish and Andrew Upshaw and Castledine talk about their little picks, and everybody seemed to pick Brandon Lester. Ish had Jason Christie. I don't think Jason Christie's a terrible choice. I don't really know. I don't have any like. I don't think I've been following bass fishing professionally close enough in the last few years to have any like opinion about anybody. Like, I follow tackle more than I follow who's good and who's not. Like, I know who wins the tournaments, but I literally haven't watched hardly any, which is embarrassing given the amount of bass fishing that I have watched in my past. Bo, I haven't. I called Josh Heron. I said, "Are you going to the Classic?" He was like, "No." I said, "Do you want to?" He's like, "Not really." He said, "Do you want to go?" I said, "Kinda." He said, "I got a place we can stay." I said, "Let's go." Let me talk to the wife. I sent him a message yesterday and said, "Do you ever get that figured out?" No response. So that doesn't probably look good. Where was I? Where was I on my signatures? This one. I don't want to leave one off, get sidetracked. I have been known to do that type activity. That's the worst, dude. AJ, I don't know if you've done this. Probably not. But when you're like in a rush to get stuff done and you like get distracted and you go through and you're like putting like shad dots on shad and you're doing like 20 of them and you go through and like something distracts you and you like get off your thought process and then you go to clear coat them and you realize you didn't put a dot on one side on one bait. Son of a bitch. I will say I've done that and I've painted over wet clear coat before. I don't know if you're supposed to do that or not, but I like held my stencil off and like sprayed the dot through it on wet clear coat. Seemed to be fine. I looked at it. I was like, dude, I'm not waiting for this to dry and then sanding it and redoing it for another dot. I'm just going to blast it. I met Brandon Lester, who was doing a show with Stalekracker a couple months ago here at Pickwick. Bo, did you get to eat Stalekracker's food? Did you get to indeed put something on a cracker, dude? Oh no, this one's not gonna show up. It might. No, it's gonna be whited out. You're just gonna have to wait for the picture. So I went through yesterday before I painted these, and I found a picture of Burns's. Uh, I found a picture of Burns's SB1, one that he had painted back in the day, one of his old colors. And I saw this one, and he called it Simple Shad. And I asked him, I said, "What's this bait?" And he said, "Oh, it's a Simple Shad, a variation of Simple Shad." So okay, well, I like that. So I did my version of that. And I will say, I was feeling generous, and I put red gill plates on these. Uh, I don't like doing gills, never have. I do like. Come on, thing, focus. I do like. There will be Morgan. Morgan, I mean Burns. I took the red throat off to put in order to add red. I took the red throat off and I added the gill. So that was where I used the red instead of dotting or tipping the nose and the throat with red. I wanted the red. I wanted to keep the red, but I wanted the gill instead of the red. No, Burns, the red throat is not better than the gill. I love red gills. I just hate doing them because you have to be very. It's like one little touch of color, and if you for whatever reason, if you're just like, oh screw it, I'll darken it up enough, you dicked it up. You dicked it up. If you want that nice cream, clean, crisp red gill, it's one quick. Yes, it is, and you know it. Well, then it would have been a complete copy. Oh yeah, a good um, a good uh, a good tip for spraying a gill stencil that works for me because my I will say my probably my gill stencil is probably just about as thin of anybody's I've ever seen. I don't know anybody that sprays a I don't know that anybody sprays a gill that's that thin. Like mine's small. Um, most people's are a little heavier, um, but that stencil would work better when I would spray the top with a little shot and the left with a little shot, and then let the overspray fill in the middle. Um, that helps with that stencil. Um, but so that's a tip if you're getting blow by on your stencils. You got to work with those things. Takes a little takes a little experimentation sometimes to figure out what works best. These are beautiful specimens, I will say. I would be excited to add this to my or I would see this in my box and be like, damn, I need to throw that. That thing looks fucking good. Um, okay. Rich, I'll send out an email on the Patreon page. All these are going to be good ones. Yeah, these are beautiful. And you can't see the iridescence on them, but they're nice. They are nice. Later, AJ. Wasn't going full jackal. No, just a little bit. Thank you for the join, Paul. I was thinking about it earlier. I got a Burns is sending me some oddities to give away on the Patreon. The next one I do, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, you're really you're supporting me, but you're it's really like buying, like if you looked at it and you wanted to just buy like a raffle ticket, kind of the same thing. I mean, you got a pretty good odds of winning a damn one-off Burns. If you like gambling. Except the red gill. I'm gonna get hate mail now saying, "Hey, can I pay $5 more and you remove the gill, please?" You want me to go? You want me to go? And it's not too late. I can still go in there and blast white over the gills. Ooh, Bo, it's a lovely wormhole to go down. I do too, Rich. I wouldn't dare blast this gill off. Not after like hyping myself up to paint them. Never saw him on Ed's baits. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen a WEC with a red gill mark. I feel like I have on like his early ones. But that would be a cool WEC to have if you could find a WEC that had red gill marks. Um, yeah, Ed, I want to say I've seen like a tap or something that had a red gill on it. I'm looking at all mine, and I don't see any randos. But as far, I think the red gills might predate mine because I think the earliest WC I've got to '04. I've got a couple '04s. But I think before that he might have sprayed some gills at times. But it kind of looked like a Bagley gill. It wasn't anything special. Um, does my old school Peter T mutt? Yeah, it's got a red. It doesn't have a red gill, I don't think. It's got a red throat. Uh, did he put gills on mutts? Factory Bagley boxes. Oh, here's one. I do have one. But it's not what I was expecting. Where's my damn mutt? Oh, there it is. Oh, it does, dude. It does. It's got a red gill. How about that? So it's double special. He did a good job. But this is also one. A longtail mutt that's got the red gill on it. How about that? So there you go. Maybe that's what I always remember seeing. My own baits. Shows how much I know. It's a cool color. I bought it just because it was weird. I don't know what it's called. It's pretty though. It's pretty. I want that black flake he's using. That's what sucks about Ed is that he had, because he owns Zoom, he had access to every flake imaginable for putting in baits. Uh, yeah, and that one Burns is that one is the older style scale pattern, like the shittier looking scale pattern. So I think that makes it doubly desirable. 3XD, that's good bait. I wonder why, Morgan. I wonder why it was just the mutts. Or I'd like to. That would be like if I were collecting WECs, maybe that's something I would collect. Would be just the ones with the red gills, because there's probably not a ton of them, and there's probably not people like seeking those out. I wouldn't think. Fresh jug of red diamond, and it is tasty. What color Burns? Chartreuse back, white sides. I bet that is fun, Jeremy. I would like to get into that. Red. Red. That's kind of surprising to me. Van Dam always seems like he's doing weird stuff. Not weird, but every time he's like doing good, it just there's always something odd that he's doing. What was that? It just flew by. I'll have to. Who's leading that tournament? Let me look it up. Let's look and see. Major League Fishing. St. Louis, Missouri. I have a visitor. Watch. Uh-oh. Watch now live, and I just closed it. Whoops. I think my mutt is white mushroom. White mushroom? Is that a color? No, get out of here with your cookies, Major League Fishing. Watch live. Cherokee and Douglas. Score tracker. Michael Neal. Justin Lucas. Matt Becker, whoever that is. Nick LeBrun. He's good. Wheeler. Poche. I watched another Off the Grid last night with Keith Poche, and in true Off the Grid fashion, caught like 2 dinks. Top 10 advance and weight carries over. Cliff Pace on the cut line. He needs to catch a fish. Who's in last? Josh Butler, Jordan, Dylan Hayes, Dustin Connell, Britt Myers. They all zeroed. Jared Littner has 1 fish. Mark Rose. I recognize any of these other people. Spencer Sheffield. I didn't even know these guys were fishing it. John Hunter. James Elam. Last I saw Elam, he was looking kind of ratty. Jeremy Lawyer. Bradley Roy. Jacob Wall. Don't know who that is. Looks like there's a lot of. So, who is Michael Neal related to? Is it Rodney Brown? Jeremy, do you know? Isn't he related to ZZ Top? I think he is. He's related to somebody. I wonder what happened to old Rodney. He's in Chattanooga. I think this is him. Let's see. This is LinkedIn. Managing director who will increase your team's efficiency to be more strategic, productive, and profitable. Chattanooga, West Memphis. Spencer was tossing a Chad, eh? Tennessee fishing guide, Rodney Brown. See if I can. Yes, his uncle. Michael Neal's uncle is Rodney Brown. And if you don't know who Rodney Brown is, look him up. That dude stomped my ass on Kentucky Lake. Everybody's ass. Talk about, dude, when Rodney was on a tear in like the mid 2000s, like 2008 through 12, 14, whatever, that dude was handing out asses left and right. You couldn't touch that dude on the Tennessee River. But he was good everywhere. That's what was crazy. Like in that little circle of that ring of fire in like North Alabama Tennessee River area. That dude was stomping asses. He won. I remember in the Triton Elite tournament, he had it was something crazy. Like it was a 2-day tournament, and he won it, and he won like 40 grand or something. I think we were fishing for 40 grand or something. And he won it, and then he turned around and fished the owners tournament and won it. And I forget what the owners tournament paid, but it paid a bunch. I think the dude made 100 grand that weekend, or close to it. Um, but the crazy thing was if it would have been a 4-day tournament and you added all his weights up, it would have been close to it would have been damn near 100 pounds, and like nobody else was even close. Um, I mean, there were guys kind of close, but he was really, especially to do it 4 days in a row. Um, Jacob Wall's first year with Pro Tour, originally from West Coast, but home lake on Big G. How about that? Well, pay attention to Jacob Wall now. I feel like I know you by another name. His real name? His last name? I need to figure out what's going on with old Rodney. I hope because he's the dude that blew up he's the dude that blew up Chickamauga, I think, for the most part, because he caught that 50-pound limit at Chickamauga, and that really was like, hey, what's going on in this place? Can I have Hannah Barron on my next Patreon instead of Jody? I'll just uh, I'll just dress Jody up like Hannah Barron. His abs are probably as good. Just kidding. She's from somewhere around here. I don't know if she'd be interested. Rodney Brown. Real Deal Tackle. 2018 was when he last updated his profile. 2022 was the last time he posted something. Looks like he's a truck driver. Doesn't have much stuff going on his profile. 2017. See if there's any posts with him. Last time somebody tagged him in a post was 2017. 29 pounds on Chickamauga in a BFL. Only good enough for fourth. Wesley Schroeder posted this in 2013. This is prime Rodney Brown era. Had almost 29 pounds today on Chickamauga in a BFL. Good enough for fourth. £29 on Chickamauga, and you came in fourth. Rodney won with 40.14 pounds. 40 pounds. You're creeped on the catfish chick. I think that was one day, dude. I think that was one day. Yeah. Because Strader's got some damn tubs. See if he's got a picture of Rodney's fish. No. There's a 44-pound limit. Dude. That dude had it figured out. I'd like to interview him. He was super nice, but he was very I don't want to say intimidating because he wasn't really intimidating. He didn't like I didn't feel like he would be like hurt you, but he just didn't seem he just didn't have a personable look about him. Somebody that you would just feel welcome to walk up and say, "Hey, Robbie, how are you?" And him be like, "Hey, man, what's up?" He just seemed like he'd be like, But it was probably the big beard that probably threw people off. Um, that was certainly the golden days of Kentucky Lake, dude. That place was. I don't want to go off on a Kentucky Lake tangent again, but that was by far the best public fishery I've ever seen in my life. I didn't know public waterways could be that good. Uh, Kyle, he was talking about Hayden wanting me to get replace Jody on a Patreon with Hannah Barron, the catfish noodler. No, I think I was probably before Hannah's time, most certainly. Marty, you use the 20-minute work time flex coat when sealing your cranks. It's called Rod Builder's epoxy with UV. Jeremy, you ever patronize Fast Eddie's in Benton? A cute girl that wrestles big cat flatheads. Yeah. The only problem is when she opens her mouth and you have to listen to her talk. Her accent is real bad to me. I'm not. I don't. I don't. I'm not a fan of listening to it. Tennessee Bassmaster, got your homework finished? Working on your polishing hand. Go out there and start practicing on on your car. She's pretty hick. It's bad, dude. It's bad. She makes Paula Dean sound like a damn English teacher. One of the types where you feel dumber. I think it's her accent is very heavy, but I think it's just she talks like a dude. Like she says like dude stuff in a very southern hick way. I think that's the difference. Is she's very feminine in her in you know pretty in her physical. And then she opens her mouth and it's like, damn, I feel like you're like this little like middle school redneck kid when I hear you talk. Like that's what she sounds like. Like if you close your eyes and you listen to her, you'd be like, oh, that's some like fifth grade little redneck boy. I'm in the middle of an argument with a Randy Blockett fan on Bass Resource. Wow. What's the argument? If you noodle, you are basically a dude. Yeah, no shit. I ain't doing that. Uh, Forward facing sonar. Tennessee Bassmaster, you're probably pissing up a rope, bro. You need to abandon ship. Swallow your pride. Let it go. You won't win. Nobody will. Agree to disagree. I don't like the shit, but it ain't going anywhere. I mean, I think it's cool, like the technology and like being able to see fish swim around, like chase your bait around. But Do I personally want to do it? No. Do I want to watch people do it? No. Do I want to see bass tournaments won like that? No. But it's there. Hour south of Lexington. Where are you in where does Paducah fall near you, Jeremy? That's my only dealings with Kentucky as I went and bought my Trident from there. Nice place though. I drove through wherever Marshall's at. I'm gonna laugh when does Randy have an electronic sponsor? Who is his? Is he a Lowrance guy? Yeah. What's the point of having a sponsor? Because what does he push? If he's not pushing the newest product, which is what they want to sell, 4 hours. That's a long way. Darius, you're 45 minutes. Uh, I bought my boat from Sportsman's Edge in Paducah. I think it's closed now, but they were really nice. They were really nice people. Made me a good deal. I hated to see that they closed up shop. Probably 90 buys those units out of pocket to be able to compete at all. Sponsored by the last eBay seller who sells flashers. Let's look. Does he have a website? Because that was the thing back in the day, was when you were a pro, you would have your website, and it would just basically list your pro staff and be like a portfolio of who uh, you were selling. Uh, Randy Blockett, YouTube, Bassmaster, Bass Fan, Megabass, Bridgeford. I really don't like Bridgeford because I don't know what it is. Like, it wasn't until like a week ago that I knew it was food. I thought they were like, for the longest time, I thought they were like a trucking company. Like, they did a really shitty job in their like branding, I think, and like their logo and every like it looks like it's uh, like nothing says what they do. Like, it's like his logo on his shirt says Bridgeford Premium Brand. Premium brand what? Like, that just makes you assume you know what we are. We don't. Solar Bat. I'm guessing he's sponsored by Solar Bat. Uh, it's like he's sponsored by Bridgeford Jerky, Megabass. Let's see who's on his shirt. Zoom, Power Pole, Ranger, Mercury, Optima, Gamakatsu, Lose. I don't know how old this is. But Abu. Doesn't look like there's any electronic sponsors on there. Tennessee Bass, I give you an A for trying, but I'm sure if a Randy B fan, uh, you can get Marty's favorite Uncle Joe Pine to remember the Pledge of Allegiance. Uh, Marty's favorite uncle. Bridgeford is like that weird gas station food or food that looks like it's straight out of the 80s. Yeah, it's odd. It's very odd. I don't get I don't get Bridgeford. Premium brand. That's like me that's just like me making my brand Stanley and then under it saying cool stuff. What? Premium brand cool stuff? Nice nice things. Okay. But literally, it like after I heard him talk about Bridgeford a lot, but I never knew because he'd always mention Bridgeford, but I'd never see the dude like if Bridgeford is paying me money. Unfortunately, while y'all are sitting here watching, listening to me talk, showing base and shit, I'll probably be eating Bridgeford beef jerky. Then you'd at least know what it was. But I mean, I don't know that has Randy ever done that? You ever see him driving down the road in his car and be like, "Y'all tried this teriyaki? This shit is legit." I mean, I think there's a way to bring. I bet he's a vegan. Yeah, he probably. Ew. We got plant based beef jerky. We got it's a chickpea tofu formulation with lots of soy products. Is it really safe that he films while driving? I will. I did see somebody trying to blast him on that. They were like, posting Missouri state laws where you like couldn't drive and do other shit like that. Like, dude, you're breaking the law. I don't care. The only thing I wish he would do is change his camera angle from in front of him to like over to the side and shoot towards the door so I don't have to look at his baby seat. It's distracting. Even more so when there's a kid in it. Like I couldn't imagine doing these live streams with y'all and my kids being in the office. Like it's fun for a minute, but like when he does those videos where like his kids are running around in the back, like I just laugh at him because like there's kids screaming and it's like the most unprofessional, like obnoxious thing you could do to your viewer is to like have screaming kids in the background. And he like keeps rolling. He's like, oh, hold on a second. I'm too lazy to edit this video. So I'm just going to keep rolling and just tell my kids to be quiet or whatever. Uh, Pretty funny. Pretty damn funny. Almost to 100,000. That is a huge, huge feat, I will say. But congrats to Randy, since we've made this the Randy episode. Uh, I guess that's what brought everybody in. Anytime I start a video and I see or hear a kid, I'm like, nah, that ain't the one. Let me go to something else. Burns, you do. The first minute of Randy, yeah, I always skip that shit, John. First minute of Randy's videos are an ad for whatever XYZ product, of course, he's involved with. I'm sure he mentions Bridgeford, a hell of a pack of their jerky. I think it's a new thing though. Like if he's showing that Bridgeford is in fact beef jerky, um, I think it's a new thing. Notice his voice change when he talks to his kids. I try not to. I try not to pay attention to that part. And what's his kid's name? Elijah. I always hear him say, you know, Elijah, hey. But I don't. I think he's chilled out. I think back in the early days, his kids were running around a bunch more, and I always thought it was damn hilarious. I didn't want to watch it, but I always thought it was funny that he would just like roll with it. Uh, my favorite Randy video with his kids is when they were all at the lake swimming one day, and the kids were like skipping and throwing rocks and sticks like right into the side of the pond. It's hilarious. I have to find that one. I have to find that one. Trash in his boat. Dad, you don't need it. You don't need it. I have a channel and I'm a kid. You're not really a kid. You're not a total kid. My mom has to leave by 5 today and I have childcare. Uh, yeah, I think 13 is not a kid anymore. I don't think 12's a kid anymore. Like kind of like you can get away with kid shit, but really you're on the edge there. 11, you're still a kid. 10, you're still a kid. 12, you really know better. I still don't understand talking about being an average Joe with $350 Rachis, $25 110s. But none of those are paid for. I mean, that's just like me walking in here with like Louis Vuitton shit with my Bates in a Louis Vuitton purse, and Louis Vuitton just sent me all the shit and be like, oh, I'm so broke. I can't buy any of that. His Skeeter is, I'm sure, going to get flipped, and he's not going to end up paying anything on that. Teamboat, I'm assuming. Uh, when you can't trick or treat, you're no longer a kid. That's a good point. Uh, dude, what? January, February, March, April? It's this weekend? God bless, dude. We got so much dumb shit to do. Uh, I thought I had another block it point to make. I will have to seek out his kids hitting his boat with rocks. That sounds pretty funny. 100K. So he should be getting paid now, decently, right? 100,000 subs. That earn you a little bit of money, right? See how close he is. 99.1 thousand subs. He's posted 2,000 videos. That's a lot. That is a lot. Does he post 2 or 3 videos a day? He isn't even a pro. No, he's not, I guess. Well, I mean, technically he is because he makes his living fishing, but his level of professionalism, I guess, can't take that away from him. Uh, but I guess if he makes his primary living doing fishing things, he's a pro of sorts. So we shall see. Well, that's been the that's always been the deal with being a professional fisherman was you had to fish Bassmaster, you had to fish FLW, and you were a pro. But now you can be a pro and make a living fishing and never have to fish a tournament ever. You can just go on YouTube and post a bunch of fishing videos and gain a little steam, and you're a pro. If it wasn't for his YouTube, he would be on welfare, probably. Probably. How's he still on the list? Like he's stuck around for years. I guess there's enough points to make it one year. I don't. I think he's just on the. I think he just fishes like Toyota series stuff, like BFLs and shit. Like when the FLW tour disbanded, he was done. So now he's just living on YouTube money, I guess. We didn't watch a Randy video last night. It was about 30 seconds of a Randy video, and then I turned it. Hey guys, just a little housekeeping before we get going. I got a new jig coming out. Go buy 30. Be much appreciated. All right. See you later. And I'm going skip, 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 skip. Amy, what is this shit, this wedding stuff? And how am I involved in it? Is it her actual wedding? What is it that I'm getting roped into? It's her actual wedding. And we have to bring kids to all this and stay there a night and then do another day of a wedding. Is that what I'm hearing? This is what it sounds like. That we have I'm guessing a rehearsal dinner one night. Then we have to wake up and then go to a wedding that I'm assuming you're in. Started a second channel? What is this? JP. Jeremy, did it sound like you just heard yourself? I mean, it sounds like a lot, honestly. So that's what I was just trying to wrap my head around. John Pryor. I thought I had John's number in here. No. Paste. Info. Create new contact. John Pryor. Got it. Looks like Orochis or all your dragon stuff is a bit more sensitive. Just why you took your money. Just all about funerals. Burns. That's depressing. Friday rehearsal, Saturday wedding, Sunday beach day. Wow, that's a lot for a wedding. No, it just seems like excessive amount of time for a wedding. I wonder if Yuki Ito would back Randy that he made the 110. Probably not. He would probably laugh at that. Staying home with the girls would probably be the safest. That would be a safer bet than having them in a quiet church. Or wherever. Public place where they need to be sitting still and behaved. Are y'all talking about Megabass rods? I've never touched one. I've never touched one. They never looked right to me. They always looked like a lot. He said that only time I think it makes me angrier was when he claimed Tactical Bassin was an ad. We're in South Alabama, Sean. Very South Alabama. Amy sending her passive aggressive tongue face, if anybody was curious. Oh, the girls go with you. Oh, I thought I got to keep them at home. I was like, that sounds fun. The Evolution line is a lot. Orochis are some of the best looking rounds on the market. Let me look them up. Orochi. Let's see. Is that what Blockit uses? That is a nice looking rod, I will say. Never mind, I take it back. That one, yeah. Yeah, I'll give it to them. Those look legit. I've never picked up a Megabass rod and been. Oh, I thought you said. I thought I read that as I've never picked one up and I'm still super impressed. You got it, Daniel. The only time I went to Bama was in Dothan, and I drove in a circle in the downtown area and was like, "What the fuck? It's a giant circle." Pretty much. You have a white python. David, you just received a Megabass Orochi shaky head spinning rod. Two Megabass spinnerbait specials. I would sell them and buy two hammers instantly. That would probably be a good trade, Travis. That would probably be a good trade. I need to touch one, but I don't like rods. Don't really. Oh, Jeremy, I'm not. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. This would be the most costly fishing trip you have ever taken. It is not. Oh, nothing is free, my man. Nothing is free. Oh no. I'd get to relive this weekend being missed for years and years to come. Years to come. Angst for weeks. What's wrong with you? Oh, nothing. I'm fine. No, you're acting weird. Oh yeah. Travis, did I tell you? I think a guy that I have painted was a good customer of mine. Bought that company. So I was thinking if I ever needed to do a rod purge and get rid of all my rods and reels and wanted to switch to something new, I would probably go hammer. Burns would take the challenge. He would be willing to make that bed and sleep in it. That doesn't look bad. Here's why that doesn't look bad, because I literally get no time to myself ever. Maybe I fish 5 times a year, but for what free time I don't have, I'm going to get to spend it at a wedding for 3 days. That's how I look at it. So maybe that time spread out throughout the year would be getting to go fishing or getting to go do something. But oh no, oh no, you have to put that shit on the back burner. But the classic was this weekend, and I didn't know the wedding was this weekend, so I would have missed it for the classic. But that would have been actually important. But uh, if there's no classic, then wedding it is. The wedding is in April. Well, what's this weekend? Is it this weekend? Oh, it's April. I thought it was this weekend. I thought you were trying to get me to. I thought you were trying to get me to leave tomorrow. I was like, where the fuck did this come from? Okay, now I'm not as triggered. I thought a 3 day wedding weekend just got thrown at me 2 days before. Okay, now I can Now I can go about my normal day. I just saw 20. I just saw 23, and it was like that's today or that's tomorrow. No excuse. Don't come to the classic. Bo, where are you staying? I don't know where to stay. I looked at I looked up hotels, and one was $900 a night, and then the other one was $60 a night, and it looked like you would for sure uh, probably die from fentanyl exposure, and then your body would be attacked by bed bugs, and you'd probably get murdered. Maybe you will forget the date. No, yeah, that weekend. Here's how that'll go. I'll have my work like planned out, and I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna have a little free time. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get all that shit done. I'm gonna be able to go like Thursday or Friday. I'm gonna be able to go fishing, dude. I'm gonna like work my dick off like the first couple of days of the week, and then Amy's gonna be home like packing. I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm packing for the beach. I'm like, fuck me, dude. Are you kidding me? That's this weekend? She's like, yes. Okay. Then I'll be mad because I had my fishing trip like on Friday all planned out that I was gonna go have a good time. Lo and behold, no. Same. So Maryville it is. McKee said it's only 20 minutes away. Matt McKee? Kyle, it looked like a pretty ritzy place, but like 900 a night was not didn't seem conducive. I wanted to call and be like, listen, I'm Ray Scott. I'm with Bassmasters. I need a damn place to stay. What's my rate? Like, because I did pull that move in Guntersville and got a good rate. I'm fishing the Bassmaster tournament. What's my rate? Like, oh, $60. Okay. I found a nice RV on Airbnb for the classic. Damn, that's pretty good. All you youngins get 28 years into marriage and you just do what you want to. Yeah, I can see that. Maryville. Let me look at that place. Maryville. 1 hour or two? Maryville, Tennessee. There, guys. See you, Travis. Hit up Buka and see if he can just put a word out. Good. Maryville looks nice. Maryville, Tennessee hotel. Booking Expedia. Yeah, I was talking about this a couple of days ago, Bo. I love it when I get on these like booking pages because it's like, oh, you want to book a room, and it automatically shows the date for like a month in advance or 2 months in advance. It's like, no, dude, I need it. I need it tomorrow. I need it tomorrow. So let's just say you drive up on Friday and stay Saturday night. Come on, dude. Done. Um, Best Western, Cades Cove, $140, $120, Quality Inn in Knoxville. Dragon City, ooh, that place looks nice. Microtel, $77 by Wyndham, 3 out of 5 stars. Dude, I don't care. I just don't want to get bed bugs. That's like my only thing that creeps me out. That it like Sean, I'm already kind of like a germaphobe. Um, oh, speaking of weird quirks, but like hotels really creep me out. I don't like using showers after people either. I stand on the side because feet gross me out, and especially like when people have like foot fungus and shit, like toenails are falling off. And I think about all the people that have like disgusting feet that get in the shower. So when I stand in the shower at like a public place, I always stand on the edge to where I think nobody's feet would have touched. Um, I could wear shower shoes. I don't have any though. I don't plan that much. Uh, uh, but I was going down the road. Um, I was going down the road and I was turning my heat on in my truck, and I was thinking, how odd is this that I do this? But like when my I guess some older trucks don't have this, but or not every truck has this, but or cars, but some do. But mine shows the actual temperature like a thermometer in your house where you can put it on like 85 or whatever. And I never set the temperature to an odd number, but sometimes I do. But most of the time when I set my heat in my truck, like I can't leave it on an odd number. It has to be like 72, 74, 76, 78, 80, 82. Occasionally I go 83 because it's my birth year, but usually it's back to 82. Um, like if somebody gets in my truck and sets the temperature on like 67, I'm like, ew, 68. Does anybody else do that, or am I just fucking weird? Your worst part is going to be finding a place to park. Hmm. So Brendan, he can relate to the temperature numbers. He does 5 increments of 5. I could get behind that. Yeah, you don't realize how quirky people are until like I don't know that anybody would ever notice that like riding around with me, but like I don't know, maybe like it's like I'm a little cold. Let me take the edge off of this thing and put it up a degree, and it was on like 73. But I wouldn't like make a deal out of it. I'd probably just slowly reach down and just make that 74. Parking will be an issue. I plan on getting an Uber. This is all new. It's not that new. Like I'm not that obsessive about it, but I I think about it is the weird part. Like yesterday I was thinking about it. Like I was looking at the number and I was like, I don't want it on 73. And it was about the numbers. I was like, I want it on like I like the number 73 like made it feel weird. And I was like, let me just do 72. When I pump gas, the final price needs to end in a 0 or a 5. Marty, you should look in that neck of the woods for smallmouth on the little red. I mean, I'm kind of not surprised you didn't notice. It took years to find out TK goes to sleep to death metal. Yeah, yeah. You gotta be a little fucked up, right? Amy's going to the classic. I'm staying home keeping the girls. There you go. I'll put her in Tacklecraft merch, and she can live stream from the classic, which would be hilarious. She can have me on as a guest. She could have me on as a guest. She'd be on there going, TK, what's up? You fucking loser. You having fun at home? She'd be like pounding beer with everybody. She'd give up all the juice at the classic, pretty much. She'd be like, you want to know the real bees? I'll tell you what's the good bees to buy. And we'd be walking around selling. She'd come sneak to the shop and start pulling shit off the wall, and then throw it in a backpack and walk up there and start selling it, walking around the damn expo. She's like, I sold all those baits. I'm like, what baits? All those Booger Man buzz baits. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, you got a lot of them. You have a lot of them. All those old Protoon Lucky Crafts, they had a bunch of dust on them. You don't need those anymore. All gone. All your B3s, all your red crankbaits down here. I thought it looked like you had way too many red ones, so I just took the red ones off. That would make your trip free by all the sales. Gotta go. Amy, are you coming up here at any point? Yes or no? You're on a rant, staying away. No, I'm better now. JP, AB. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're nice baits, sure, but they all break the same when you hit them on a damn cypress tree or whatever. Updates on the SB1 drop? I'm about to go clear coat them. I mean, they say there are. They say. I mean, the thing about it is it's maybe like if you compare a Corrado with a if you compare a Corrado to a Scorpion, and you've never used a Scorpion, people are like, oh, the Scorpion, the JDM stuff is like finer tuned, and it's like, you know, but the tolerances are smaller in how the reel is built. And you hear about it and you're like, I mean, how much better can it be? Until you pick one up, which is more noticeable on a reel. But I mean, if you're really obsessive about your crankbaits, will it do the same job? Sure. Will a Corrado catch fish just as fast and as easy as a damn Scorpion? Yes. Does a Scorpion feel a hell of a lot better? Yes. But let me make sure I signed them all. Those are signed. Those are signed. Those are signed. Correct. But JP, I don't think you're gonna go out there and like, if you're throwing a Protoon BDS3 and I'm just throwing like a regular BDS3, I don't think you're going to go out there and school my ass with it. You know what I mean? Is it bad that I got 4 different brand reels? Nah. My OCD wouldn't be able to settle with that, but I did it for many years. It bothered me though. Which one's your favorite, Jeremy? Out of all the brands you have, what's your one you look forward to grabbing the most? Stunna. What's up, Cole Master? Ever thought of getting those JDM Zillions with the drag noise? No, I'm not a Daiwa guy. Never once have I ever considered buying a Daiwa anything. Except I did buy a Daiwa rod. I was trying to replace Jody's cranking stick. And it was funny because this dude, like his rod he threw his bees on, he was very, very particular about this rod and its action. And he used to go crazy about this rod. That's all he talked about was this damn rod. And he bought it at a Bassmaster Classic actually, and they had them in like a trash can where they're just like stuffed in there, and it's like, just get you a handful and give me $50 and we're good. It was one of those kind of deals. But I didn't know that. I thought it was like a good something, like, because it was such a like prized piece of his collection of gear to, you know, part of his cranking equation. And then he broke it. And I was going to do him a solid, like a good friend would do. And I was going to find him one, and I was going to replace his rod and like give him a gift and be like, here's your damn cranking stick back. I didn't break it, but he broke it, and I knew he wasn't going to take the time to find his own rod, so I did. And I ordered one, and it came broken, so that was out the window. And then I realized that this rod was like a $29 Daiwa rod. It was called a Procaster. Total piece of shit. Daiwa Procaster. It was a 6'6", and it was like this weird medium heavy. It had these weird numbers that like it was like it was a one-off rod. So like in the description, like on the rod label, it said 6'6" MH, and it had some like couple extra letters and numbers. Well, if you looked up this rod, you could find like everything but that. Like I never found one that matched those numbers completely. I don't know if they were like a one-off for that store or what it was, but it was really cheap Daiwa rod, but he loved it. I haven't looked to see in a while, which that's probably a 20-year-old rod now. You should be able to get it for like $10, if that. Daiwa Procaster rod. .63 fly fishing. There's one. Interline. You remember those losers? I'd recognize it if I saw the label. Procaster fishing rod. They're all spinning. And they're all expensive. These things were pieces of shit back in the day. If anybody's got any 20-year-old Procaster 6'6" medium heavy rods, let me know. Saber-tooth crotch crickets. Gross. Gross. All right, let me go clear cut these baits. I'll talk to y'all later. Good talk. Good talk. Maryville. I'm going to keep that in mind. All right. Y'all be good.